What's up, guys? I'm randomfrankp, back with episode 236 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off some of the best setups to give you some ideas and inspiration for your own setup. If you see anything you like today, I'll have it all listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. But we'll start it off now. 236.
First, we have Man of All Mans, and I'm sure some of you are going to have something to say about that because you're probably the man too, right? But do you have an all-custom wooden desk like this? I don't know. This is pretty awesome. Very, very nice looking. Love the built-in shelf up top, those white support beams here. This, for a DIY job, looks killer. Even has the monitors mounted to the desk itself, so it's this all-in-one piece. For his primary display, he's a 29-inch LG ultrawide with two Dell 22 inches on each side. And remember, ultrawide monitors are measured different vertically than they are regular 16:9 monitors. So 29 in the middle, 22 on the outside. And I'm also testing a new microphone, so let me know how this sounds. Down to his peripherals, he has an AUKI RGB keyboard with some white pudding keycaps on there. So a nice budget way to get some extra RGB on the desk with a white Redragon M602 mouse on an all-white extended mouse pad. And then, as you saw in the wide shot, on top of the shelf is where he has his PC. This is the Dark Flash DL M22 case. Inside an Intel i5 7500 CPU on an MSI B250M motherboard with a Gigabyte Aorus RX 570 GPU. Unfortunately, it's the only specs he really provided for us. But he did plastic dip the motherboard completely, as you see, as well as the GPU to fit that all-white appearance. So I like that dedication, but I just hope that's okay for the motherboard. Everything on the motherboard is covered. So, I mean, if it's working, right? And then in terms of cable management, as you can see, everything kept up nice and tidy off the floor, and showing you underneath the desk, you can see why. Nice and organized, all routed there, a bunch of zip ties and stuff. Always good to see some good cable management like this. And I gotta say, Man of All Mans, I'm just really, really digging this desk. Like, it looks like a real professional piece you would find in some like industrial store, you know? But really loving this. Definitely a killer looking gaming setup. Okay, next up for 5% Gamer, I'm also switching mics to my regular microphone. So let me know what you think sounds better, this mic as we go or the first microphone for the first setup. But these photos are from his Instagram, 5% Gamer. When I first saw it, I was digging it 100%. Tons of RGB outlined by just the LifeX beams pretty much around the setup itself, nearly for Royal light panels behind it, and of course the stacked monitor. So his primary is the ASUS PG348Q, so a nice 34-inch ultra-wide G-Sync 100Hz with a 27-inch HP monitor as that overhead. Both cleanly mounted, and as you can see with the wallpaper changing, so does the color theme of the entire setup. Down to his peripherals, he has the ASUS ROG Claymore Core keyboard with the ASUS ROG Gladius 2 mouse on an ASUS ROG XL mousepad, and also for audio, he has the Sennheiser GSP 500 for his gaming headset. And then as for his really nice looking custom water-cooled PC, all hardline here, inside the Leon Lee 011 dynamic case is an Intel i7 8700K CPU on the ASUS Maximus 10 Apex motherboard with 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB RAM and an ASUS Strix RTX 3080 graphics card. And the water cooling and stuff is from EK, it's their Magnitude block. That bright fluorescent coolant here, looking like a really sick build. Then also a nice shot across the room, as you can see a shelf, bunch of collectibles and stuff, some Gears of War, some helmets, figures up top. Always like seeing some stuff like this tossed into the room. But man, just that wide shot of the whole room itself looks really nice. Definitely a unique way to use those LifeX beam strips pretty much to kind of outline a certain framing of the setup, if you will, just to make it pop and stand out more. So definitely good stuff all around here. Man, oh man, now we've got JessieJ with the really nice looking room highlighted by the triple monitor setup in an unordinary sort of orientation here with a 49-inch on the bottom and then two 27 inches up top, completing that sort of rectangle of monitor real estate. So let's check this out, because that bottom, his primary display, is the 49-inch. It's the AOC Agnon, and then those two up top are 27-inch monitors from Acer. And then on the left side, you can see is a laptop that's kind of propped up and mounted there. That's the Dell Magnitude 5300, so you can go both gaming PC or laptop there for some productivity, work, take it with them on the go, and just come home, dock it, and it's all good.
Then for the nice overhead shot, you can check out some stuff in more detail. The monitor riser itself is from GroveMate. It's their walnut riser. Then for his peripherals, he has a custom Tofu 65, as well as a custom cable from Met Cables. It's their Obsidian. We don't have too much information on the custom keyboard, though, which is kind of a bummer. For the mouse, Logitech MX Master 3. And then audio, he has the SteelSeries Arctis 7 headphones, as well as the Bose Companion 2 speakers. I'm also digging how that mug matches everything, like, perfectly. And then over on the right side of the desk is his PC. The case itself is the Corsair Crystal 280X RGB. It's their micro ATX offering. Inside is a Ryzen 9 3900X with the Corsair H100i RGB Platinum SE AIO. On the ASRock Pro 4 motherboard, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro RAM with an EVGA RTX 2060 Super XC GPU. And so for some extra lighting and stuff, he has the Corsair iQ lighting node, which gives him that extra RGB to make everything, well, be white here, because he's using white to accentuate all the white hardware and the braided cables and stuff. So instead of RGB, going nice and clean here. And you can see on this shot, he has it on the floor off to the right side, so maybe he switches it up every now and then. I kind of liked it on the desktop because it is such a nice looking build that I would proudly want that on display. But I'm really digging the room altogether, JessieJ. You can tell the just the design choices, a lot of the props and stuff you have up to complete the room makes everything just look more complete, and it's all done really, really nicely. And having all those pixels with those, just that crazy monitor setup, I'm sure is a dream to sit in front of. Now we've got Brock with the killer gaming room here. Looks really futuristic. And by the way, Brock was my favorite Pokemon trainer growing up because my favorite Pokemon was Onix. What was yours? But yeah, with the clean lines, the white and blue, it just seems so clean and spacey to me. So interestingly enough, for his setup here, his primary monitor is the left side. That is the LG 38-inch. And then the secondary monitor, which is on the right, is a 34-inch ultrawide from LG. So two massive ultrawides. And I assume this shot was done with a wide lens, which is going to add that distortion here. So I doubt the monitor is that drastically big. It's just, the lens distortion pretty much. But I will say it's not every day you see the larger monitor off to the side being the main monitor. Not too sure why he doesn't just flip them and have the 38-inch as the primary so he's not, turning his head. I won't lose any sleep over it, but down to his peripherals is the Logitech K810 wireless keyboard with the Logitech M705 mouse. For audio, the SteelSeries Arctis 7 headset and the Bose Companion 20 speakers, so all wireless peripherals here. Then over to the PC inside the Lian Li 011 dynamic case in white, which is probably one of the most popular cases I think I see constantly on this series. Inside for specs is an Intel i9 9900K CPU with the Cougar Helor 360 Liquid AIO. Got 64 gigs of G.Skill Trident Z RGB RAM on a Gigabyte Z390 Aorus Master motherboard and a Gigabyte Aorus RTX 2080 Ti graphics card. Loving the blends of RGB here with the fans, some of the hardware and stuff, the purples and blues. And then when it's all turned off and there's no RGB on, this just looks like a really clean build. Like it looks like a different build altogether, but still looks real nice. Then for a peek underneath the desk and the main setup here for the cable management, definitely nice and tidy, nothing down, drooping on the floor. And that's pretty much the same thing to be said for the entire setup, tidy 100%. And then we can take a look at the entertainment center off to the left side, which houses the 55-inch LG C9 OLED 4K TV. It's also 120 Hz with G-Sync, so a great gaming TV as well. So you can kick back there on the couch, recline, get some gaming done, or whatever sort of keyboard that is. I assume it's for music production and stuff, but he's got it over there. Doesn't matter. A great TV and spot for some secondary gaming and stuff. But man, just super clean, spacey, futuristic. All the stuff here. Killer job, Brock. Loving everything about this. Then rounding us out today, coming full circle, is Dclinox, and this is another custom, complete DIY desk here. Also some custom headphone stands, and I love when I see custom desks like this, because again, it just shows all the time dedication you put into it. And this desk also has the built-in PC. So checking everything out, his primary display is actually a TV. It's a 43-inch 4K TCL TV with Roku built in. Again, with it being custom made, it could support a TV at that size. And also he has the sort of like monitor riser or that additional shelf there, which is where the TV's sitting on. Now down to the peripherals, lots of hardware here. He has the Everest Max keyboard with all the attachments and stuff. I reviewed this last month, definitely check it out. It's a beast of a keyboard. Paired with the SteelSeries Rival 650 mouse. And for audio, he has both the SteelSeries Arctis 5 headset and the Status Audio CB1 headphones on the custom-made headphone stands. And then his speaker setup is the Logitech Z906. You can also see some sort of tablet off to the left side, which I assume is for the flight sim, which he also uses the, see if I can say this, the VIRPIL, the Virpil Constellation Delta joysticks. Either way, the hardware choice here is for real. And then checking out the custom PC into the desk. Got the AMD Ryzen 9 3950X CPU with a Corsair H150i Pro RGB AIO with 32 gigs of Corsair Dominator Platinum RAM on a Gigabyte X570 Aorus Master motherboard with a Gigabyte Aorus RTX 2080 Ti graphics card again. But man, hell of a build. Also has the little built-in screen there, probably like one of those 5-inch screens, just to monitor some temps, usage, that kind of stuff. And then another look underneath the desk here. Considering everything he has going on for his setup, that's a killer job for cable management. He seems to have this own sort of like box in the back, probably some sort of control box that has everything, you know, kept up and powered nicely. But I am really digging this for a custom desk that could house not only the PC, but everything for this flight sim, seemingly. Just a really nice spot, tucked away in the room, nice and cozy looking as well. Really digging this. And alright guys, that'll wrap it up for episode 236 of Room Tour Project. Hope you all enjoyed. And don't forget, I'll have all the gear and hardware listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. Plus some very simple instructions on how to submit your setup if you want to be possibly considered being a future episode of Room Tour Project. Just check down below for it all. If you like this episode, give it a big thumbs up, show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm randomfrankp. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.